as we do our last couple little checks. I think we got it all. We got the update for that, or the updated title. The time lapse is running. We have our phony black screen, which I promise you is a green screen. It is a green screen. However, you can't see that, and we do have a purpose for it. The main purpose. We're gonna get back to this guy here. This unhappy computer. We're gonna put you screwdriver. Run out of space. Okay, this is the one. So I am currently making a new Windows 10 3264-bit installer. I don't know what happened. Thus the reason for this window, downloading Windows. Is this downloading of Windows going to affect the stream? I don't know. But I'm going to keep this up so I can hopefully see, you know, along with Restream, I can monitor the stream here. And then also have this window here. The 3264-bit installer flash drive, just like this one, plugged in over there. This computer was giving us some grief. So we will plug into a USB 2.0 port. Maybe we'll plug in. Maybe we won't. Oh, hey, it's upside down on this side. Imagine that. Now, who come up with that idea, HP? You can't flip a USB port on the other side? Which one is not super speed? Okay, that would be the front one. I like that a little better. Alright, let's go for the BIOS. Okay, we don't want to exit. Now, however, I don't believe this is a UEFI. So what we will do, we need to... We're going to go, and where can I put you that you can actually see this thing? Maybe on the zoomed in one? Probably not, no. Okay, in your BIOS, go ahead and disable Secure Boot. And we're also going to enable legacy support. And that way, hopefully, it will boot to the flash drive instead of not finding it. If it's in, what is it called? Excuse me, people. I'm having trouble thinking here. If it is called, what do we want to call it? I'm waiting. Give me the answer. Oh, non-UEFI, like a MBR installer. That's the word I was looking for. MBR, not UEFI. So we're going to exit saving changes and then promptly hit F9 to try and override our boot device. We don't want to go into the hard drive. Pretty sure we got it. We did. It sees it, doesn't mean it's going to boot to it though. Secure boot is disabled. Hopefully this installer works without giving us much grief. I think I can turn this way today, and how about if I throw you guys up there? Will that be comfortable? I can throw you up there. Yeah, probably not so much. Okay. You know what I can do? Ooh, I never thought about this. Give me a moment. We'll actually run you through on screen how to do a 10.7 Vista XP if you want to. They're all kind of the same. Let's see if I can plug in the other cam link and get the repair HDMI cable running to it without knocking out any of the other USB cables. What do you think the chances are? Can I accomplish this simple feat? Yeah, I don't know if I can. Okay, so we'll bring our HDMI up here. We will need to move our tools out of the way. and spin our computer. I don't know if the installer will capture, but let's at least give it a shot. A hope and a prayer. If we plug into the HDMI and then get our other end of that HDMI and plug into the cam link. Now, granted, we're not going to have any room whatsoever to move this cam link up on. Oh, it just made it up top. If it grabs this source, I'm going to tell you that I will be amazed. Yeah, okay, so you got me in there. However, it's not grabbing the source. So guess what? Let's, hold on a minute. Let's go to repair. We got to, USB, we don't want that. We want the USB video device. Would it be that one? Well, we can't use the one cam link. That is, I'm pretty sure that's, yeah, that's the shop. And we can't do Elgato game capture. So, USB video device? Would it be that one? That one? Deactivate? Activate. You know what? Device default. I don't think it's going to grab it right now. Honestly, I don't think you can have dual screen working anything whenever you whenever you're running out like that. So as soon as Windows can boot to as soon as Windows can boot to a and use the HDMI, we'll do it. So for right now, when it comes up, we're simply going to English, whatever language you use, the time and currency format for your country, and your keyboard input. US would be ours, United States, English. We'll go ahead and hit enter for next. No. How about we use the mouse and then click on install now. I forgot to text the wife. Alright, there you go, Meg. I just texted you. If you already caught the stream. Oh, hold on. Can we catch it now? Yeah, it just won't do it. And I don't know why. I really don't know why it can't catch that. HD Pro, Elgato, Chroma Can. It's not Chroma Can, OBS camera. It would not be that. It would be the USB video device. It would have to be. But then again, can you add a video capture device? Can you add after you've started streaming? I don't think you can. So let's hit cancel there, and we will remove that one. Started streaming. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. We'll go with the zoomed in one. All right, back to the install. We're gonna select I accept, because if you don't accept it, they're not gonna highlight your next button. Now, whether you're reinstalling Windows and you're not doing it from the recovery within the settings of the computer, like recovery options, you usually always want to do custom install Windows only advanced. I know it says advanced there, but it's really not. So we'll go ahead. Now this hard drive that's on here that crashed out, the one we tried letting boot, we're going to go ahead and wipe out all the partitions on it, because we know we created them when it was installed in our Toshiba laptop, wherever it is. Or no, it was the customer's Toshiba, because they did not want to, they just went with a common hard drive. that's doing its thing. We will let it do that. Oh, we'll go ahead and finish deleting the remainder of these partitions. Okay. Delete the system partition. And finally the recovery partition. That gives us a fully drive 0 unallocated space. You can hit new if you want to have like a system partition for, you know, the boot partition, the system partition for Windows, and then a secondary partition for like storing data in that. And it's good to do that, and then again it's not. You can do that setup with 2 hard drives in the same computer, like a hard drive where the hard drive goes in the laptop, whether it's an SSD or conventional hard drive, and then one in a CD-ROM OptiBay adapter. Or if you want to partition the hard drive, that's basically like making it 2 separate hard drives only with the one. You can do that by going to new and selecting a size, how many gigabytes you want to split it at. You would have to do 3 partitions. You're going to need the one for the boot partition, which is, I would say 300, 500 megabytes should be enough for Windows 10 boot partition, and then your system partition, I would do no less than like 40 gigabytes, and then the rest could be your data. But I would go much higher than 40 if you plan on installing some programs, games, stuff like that. I'm not going to do new. I'm going to go to next. It will automatically create the boot partition and then the system partition for Windows, and the install starts right there. It's going to go ahead and run down through list. We can't really turn it back around with that HDMI in, but I keep hoping that it's going to pick that up at some point. I know it won't. I know it won't. Let's check back in with our Windows 10. Creating Windows 10 media right here. Progress 4%. So we have a little bit to go. We're going to have that going while our install is going for this here. We could also hop on this other laptop we have over here behind me. I'm not going to get too crazy with that right now. I'm not going to get too crazy with doing a bunch of stuff at present moment. I honestly don't think OBS can, I don't think you can add another source, although I did have the repair in there. And the repair was, because I have my cam here. I'm here for, oh, what do you know? PC ran into a problem and needs to restart. Bad pull header. So what I'm going to do is power this thing off. We'll go to our right cam. And I'm going to say that this RAM that is being picky is A, either bad, or B, it's just being super picky and is definitely not going to work in this, for this application here. So let's go ahead and disassemble this computer fast. We're going to pull the suspect stick of RAM, and this is the stock RAM that came in it. So we're going to go ahead and pull that one and see if that gets us past our normal install blue screening. And that could have been our problem with letting the computer boot before we went in and tried to do the fresh install, if the RAM was, you know, suspect. And I could have tried that. Honestly, I'm not a professional, so I didn't think of it. But then again, not necessary. I wouldn't honestly recommend having a drive installed from one computer and then putting it into another computer, although you can do it. And that was my goal in bringing that up, even, was the hope that somebody that thought, I have this computer, but the computer's broke and I have the hard drive, I'm going to put it in this, you know, take it out of one laptop and put it in another. Yeah, you can do it. Much better to install Windows over again, or Mac, Linux. Funny enough, we will have a Linux install coming up very, very soon. Very soon, people. We've got And why Windows does this, I don't know. This is... Well, this is what I call one of those Y devices. Is anybody familiar with the HP Stream notebooks? They've made a couple revisions of them. There was a light blue one and a darker blue one that was even older. Some of them, the older ones, I think the RAM was upgradable. The newer ones, not so much. Yeah. That thing, you can get Windows 8 on it, and it works great. If you decide, I'm going to upgrade to Windows 10, there's not enough space on the internal 32 gig, what ends up being, excuse me, what ends up being closer to 28.7 gig hard drive or SSD or eMMC drive, like it's electronic. Little NAND chip. Oop, I just broke that one. Alright, we're going to go this way. I broke a tab. The job shot. Let's scrap the whole project. Tell me I left the screw in. I did. That's what I get for talking and working. One screw will make a bad day for you. Okay. With ease. Alright. And why we marked a RAM, if my camera comes back, why we marked it? Because it was suspect. So, let's, well, do we want to go with just 4 gig right now? Or what do we want to go with? We have an 8. We could do an 8 and 4 for 12. We could do an 8 and a 2 for 10. How about we do a 4 and a 2 for 6? We call that one suspect. If we get any more errors from this point onward, we're going down to 1 stick of RAM to eliminate the possibility of that being an issue. Let's go ahead and click this back together. Temporary for now. We're not going to throw all the screws in until we know that we don't have to open it back up. And honestly, we could just Frankenstein it and lay it on the lid of the LCD, like so, and leave the bottom off. I don't always like doing that though. Alright, plug into the non-super speed one, which is again the one closest to the front on this particular motherboard. Go ahead, hit the power. F9. Did I miss power? Yes, I did. Okay. F9 to get our boot devices. Maybe, maybe not. F9. Okay. Funny, no message about the RAM changing. So let's try this all over again and see. Will we get an error? Error. Well, don't quite know, but we'll give her a shot. Actually, I think you can see that better there. We'll go with that for the install. Next. Okay, install now. I don't like trackpads for this stuff. Okay, we need to plug in the Hello Kitty cup. True story, I am using a Hello Kitty cup of my daughter's for a dongle off of a mouse dongle. That way it doesn't get handed out. We don't want to give away my little USB receiver for this mouse, do we now? We'll just go through a little quicker. Now see, we only have 2 system partitions now, and I can't really get that any brighter. we only have 2 system partitions because we had deleted all those other ones. So we're going to go back in and delete these again. And then delete, hit OK. We have the option of new or next. Next, it will make the default boot partition size. And let's see if this gets any further when it's going to start copying files over to the RAM to be installed to the hard drive. And if we get Mr. Blue Screen again, well then we do. And yeah, further diagnosis needed. This happens whenever you try to repair a computer with used parts. You run into this and all kind of issues. For those wondering what the heck I was talking about, we'll go to the funny black screen. Here is your HP Stream book. It's basically a little, it's you know, the Windows version of a Chromebook. Basically, if you're going to do anything, use external media or do it in the cloud. This will upgrade to Windows 8, 8.1, 8 with Bing. I don't know which one it came with. It will run it fine. Trackpad works. You install even a fresh install of Windows 10 and get the driver. The HP recommends, even in this long thread about how it stops working partway through, the driver crashes like 20-30 seconds after booting into Windows 10. Trackpad don't work. You're stuck. You have to use a mouse. Upgrading from 8 to 10, there's not enough room on the hard drive to do it. And we're going to see how this thing will take a load of Linux. Maybe some, I don't really want to do Ubuntu. And I don't want to do one of the pre-built, you know, easy as pie distros like Zorin OS or Mint, Cinnamon. No, I want to go a little crazier with it. Maybe try and put an Arch Linux install. I mean, it's not really an Arch blue, but it is a nice color blue. So if we can get some Arch Linux on this, maybe Gen 2, I don't know. These goofy laptops have limited support sometimes for Linux. But we're going to attempt Linux install on this. If Arch does indeed work, then I think what we're going to do, instead of like GNOME or KDE or OpenBox for the desktop environment, or LXDE, XFCE4, I think what we're going to go for is a standalone Compiz install. If it has an Intel processor, which it does have that little Intel processor in there somewhere. It should have some, at bare minimum, Intel HD graphics. And Compiz runs better on NVIDIA or an ATI or AMD card, but Compiz will also run well on Intel integrated graphics. So this is a project to look forward to coming up in a stream. We are at 96% on getting the files ready for installation, 97. Woo, excited we might get further. So, was it our suspect? It was. Had we not marked it, we could have, you know, we would have had to juggle RAM around for a little bit, but we would have found it eventually. Is it bad? I don't know. Is it just picky about computers that it runs in? I don't know that either. But if I waste any more time on another computer with it, we're chucking it. We're going to consider it done, finito. Bouncing back over here, we are at 32%. And I don't know. Let's find out if the wife is watching. Ooh, exciting. Computer is rebooting. Restart now. Now, does it need to install media at this point? Let's pull it and see. Is it just going to boot on through to Windows? It should. And if it don't, it can yell at us. I'll be okay with it. So, indeed, it looks like it's doing what it was doing. Does it need the flash drive for the rest of that installation? Maybe. I don't think so. I've never actually pulled one right after the first reboot to find out. So, who knows? Getting ready. Not going to take it. No, it's not going to take it anymore. Man, that really sucks. So we went from 8 gigs down to 6. Not ideal. I mean, not bad. 8 gigabytes is kind of my baseline minimum. All right. While that is doing that, we'll go to a higher up camera and let's see if the wife is watching yet. I'll ask her if she saw my bogus black screen. And anybody that saw the thumbnail, you know it's not a black screen, it's actually a green screen. We'll see what she says about that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's it doing? Is it gonna hate me because I pulled the RAM? Alright, so it's not as bright in here today. I do apologize. It's Christmas Eve. We have some Christmas lights up. And since we're not dealing with moving parts, we're gonna go ahead and throw some screws back in this thing to have it snap back together.
Hi there, I'm Cortana.
Whoop, I did something. I bumped something, man. Cortana did not like that. Oh, hi, Cortana. Can we turn you back on, or did we just kill you? Nah, it'll boot up, hopefully. So, allegedly, ROMs are hot swap. I've had mixed reviews on if they're hot swap or not, depending on what computers. Some computers, when you slot them in, it shuts Cortana down. You got to start her over.
Sign in here, a touch of Wi-Fi there, and we'll have your PC ready for all you plan to do. Use your voice or the key.
Sure. I'm gonna let you talk in silence. Yeah, so sometimes it shuts Cortana right down. Other times, it doesn't. Or not even Cortana, it'll just shut the computer off when you go and slap your ROM right in. So we are back up to a good place. Give me one moment here, we're gonna move these screws, get the rest of these in the bottom. Okay, where are we from? The United States? I would say correct. What else do you want to know? Size 10, 10.5 shoe, depending on who you buy it from. Yes, I'm in the US. No, I don't want another keyboard layout. I don't know those languages to type as such. And that's the part where we got to connect to some Wi-Fi here. So, give me a moment. We will do that. We're going to nail it. Oh. I didn't even hit the right button. I just hit the connect automatically. Alright, now it wants to pass a word. We get her typed in. Check her down, man. What's it doing? Doing what it's doing good? Alright. We don't have a limited data plan, so we're going to go ahead and hit next. Now we have some important setup to do. So at this point, your setup's pretty much complete. You do have the user profile creation, and whether you want it to just be a normal user. I don't know if you can select administrator or not. I think the first user installed, when done this way, ends up as the administrator, and you can make another admin user later, or a regular user. We don't, you know what, maybe we do have this person's account, but yes, we do. Now here's the thing that I don't know why it works and don't work. When you're doing a fresh setup on a computer like this, fresh install of Windows, and you get to this part, if you sign in with a Gmail address and a password, it lets you do it. If you try to do this same thing after already booted into Windows as just like an offline user, an offline account, it doesn't take it. You have to do like a special little setup for it, and it's yeah, it can be troublesome, be a pain sometimes. So where is my one remaining screw that went AWOL somewhere? Where did you go? Are you under the computer? Are you under my wire? 1, 2. So my count is off. One under there, one under there. Did I put one in? Nah, maybe I stacked them on top of each other. We'll find it. Give me a second here. So what we're going to do, and this is a part, if you do have a, oh, what do we want to call it? If you've got a Microsoft account at live.com, at outlook.com, at msn.com, Yahoo, Gmail, a lot of places you can sign in. And, well, where did that screw go? I really genuinely lost it. Oh, well. Okay. If you say so. I do. We'll put that one, we're going to keep it out for reference, and it needs to go back under the little sticky foot. We do have their account, however, this young lady here, I believe her boyfriend is going to use it. So we're going to do the offline account. And we will do the generic thing and name him user. I don't like the owner tag on that. I like the user one is my preference. So we'll go with user and no password for now, just to get it to Windows. And let's see if we can give you something of substance to actually look at. Will it pull up this screen yet? Probably not. Let's find out. Screen, repair. Oh, okay. There we go, people. So far, I didn't know. I guess I could have been doing this the whole time. Make Cortana your personal assistant. Does anybody like my black screen? Sorry, mirrored. Black screen, by the way. It's not really a black screen. And yes, we will make this person's assistant Cortana. Person, boyfriend of young lady, meet Cortana. Except they can change their privacy settings. See, I can put you guys up there, but somehow that's just not as exciting as definitely not as exciting as doing the repair screen. So we'll leave it there for a little bit. I do need to do some other things. It's getting closer to that time of getting out of here. I did do a couple things today. So that being said, we will. I didn't get an answer back, did I? No. Nope. Time to go see the little man. Riley, we will see you tomorrow when you come home. And I gotta go see the wife, Elijah, the cats and the dog, Graham, and everybody else. It is Christmas Eve. What are we gonna get into? What are you people getting into this fine Christmas Eve? Okay, camera is set up. Basically ready to go and rip down. Mic is there. Okay, that may take several minutes. That's funny that the color of Windows is showing through my black screen. I like it. That was actually pretty cool. Okay, and we're up to Windows. What are a few of the things that you can do when you first get into Windows? Skipping over here for a moment. progress, 43% of creating our new 32 64-bit install media. And when it creates that, I do believe that is UEFI compatible for such laptops. But we'll go back to our repair. A few things that you can do when you first get into Windows. Yeah, I guess I'm still kind of on camera there. One thing, let me do this. Oh, wrong mouse. I'm trying to control another computer with a mouse. What if I shrink me further? Okay, we'll do that, and we will hit the keyboard and see if I can crop in. No, not cropping. There we go, that's cropping in. Is it? Or is it? No, that's squashing it. Is it Alt or Control? There it goes, that's how we crop it in. We'll make it just a skinny little me with the Christmas tree and the stuff. It's right here in the excuse me, here in the corner. A few of the things that you can do when you first get in Windows. Obviously, close this annoying thing. I mean, unless that's your thing. Battery's not plugged in right now. Let's do that so we can get a charge on it. Go ahead and stand this up and get our battery in. Lock that side. The other side's spring loaded, so you should be good to go. And I'm still pretty ecstatic, pretty happy that this worked to the extent that it did with this computer, because that's a massive upgrade. An Intel Pentium up to an i5. I mean, come on, man, who would not like that? And just the simple fact that right there, got a little bit of a sore throat, just keep coughing. Smoking probably doesn't help either. Let me move that out of the way. 44% on creating our install media. Alright, project at hand here. Let's get back to it. Okay, when you first get into Windows, close that window. Go in to your settings. You know, if you do a fresh install like this, or even get one that you don't know when it came out, or it came out a few months ago, or last year's model, and you're getting it at a discount, go ahead and go into updates and security and check for updates as long as you're connected to the internet. Okay, so if this thing's going crazy, I'm gonna kill it. I don't want my sound coming out that. Okay, my mic's back, my desktop's back. If that got nuts with this PC picking up my mic, I do apologize. I'm not sure if it did or not. But when you plug new stuff in, hey, anybody that's never tried live streaming, try it. Give it a shot. Give live streaming a shot, and you'll see the whole production side of it. It is insane. And when you start doing more technical stuff, other than like pointing a webcam at you, you know, you want to get into different camera angles. If it starts up, yeah, you got that. You got the zoom. Is that the zoomed in one, or did it freeze? The right, yeah, zoomed in, right cam. So my computer's going a little nutty with its operations over here. I probably should not be streaming and creating that install media. It's taxing it out, people. Taxing it out too much. So let's go back to repair, if it'll make it. If I gotta cancel this, I will. I am lagging behind. Even if I do cancel it, you know what? It is physically going to act crazy for a little bit till it gets rid of the files. Yeah, see? My Stream Deck is literally switching by itself. Literally. Which means it may have unplugged. So, we're going to cancel the media creation. Not important at this point. I'm fairly certain I want to cancel it. You can clean up before you do that, because you were messing with my Stream Deck. You're not copying the files to the USB hub, I think, is what was messing with that. So we'll go back to the repair and let that close out. Get your updates. Make sure your time and date are right. That can play heck on you. And we are indeed not right. It was set up as Mountain Time, Central Time, Mountain Time. I'm not sure which one. 6:41. So let's do this and get these updates rolling so I can get out of here and head home. Hang out with the family for now. Set the time zone automatically. Is it going to be able to tell where we are? Eastern Time. Did you find me yet? Alright, 6:41, 12:24, Christmas Eve. Alright, so let's go home. Back to updates. Pending install, so we have a bunch of stuff going on. After their own. Wow. And I apologize about the hacking and coughing. After your updates are done downloading, go ahead and, it's going to take a while for some of them, depending on how old the install media of Windows is that you used. I do believe we used the... there it is. I think this is the Windows 10 1803, and I believe the update is out now. So, yeah. Get your updates, and then set a restore point. Anybody that don't know how to do that, if you happen to have a pause break key on your laptop, you can do it that way. I will try and show you on my other screen here. I'm going to hit the Windows key and pause break, and it brings up this window here. When within this window, go into System Protection. So basically your control panel, all control panel item system, go in here, find your C drive. Make sure that if it's not off, if it's not turned on and it says off, go ahead and hit configure. Turn on system protection. Once you do that, you can hit apply and then OK. I do it a bit differently for my computer, is why I don't have mine turned on. After that is turned on, you want to highlight your C drive again and then create a restore point. A dialog will pop up, and that's where you can name your restore point whatever you want. Windows does some of its own when installing updates and other like critical points in, if you've installed programs or different things, it will install them, but it'll create restore points. If it's not turned on, it's not going to, though, usually. That is another good thing to make sure that it's turned on. That, and if you don't have a pause break key on your laptop, probably the best way to get there is go down to your start, or right click, go to whatever, you can go to system here. Once it goes to system, click on system info. Depending on the version of Windows, it may or may not pull up, or your version of Windows 10, it may or may not pull up the control panel here. If you're at control panel, drop it down to small icons and just click on system. Find your way to control panel and then click system. That's the way I would do it. Set your restore point, get your updates. Get your updates, then set the restore point, whichever way you want to do it, and then start your default programs install. Usually, if anything goes wrong, you have a pretty good early point to revert back to, and you can start over, and you don't have to redo the whole Windows install. Kind of a safe bet. Or, if anything would go bad, then boom, you got a place to go back to, restore. That being said, let's fire up the black screen finally. I have a slideshow. It's for Christmas, people. I'm going to have some family up there, some Christmas images. I hope nobody gets mad about any of the images that may be up, may not be up. Christmas Eve, what is everybody doing? Hopefully having fun with your family. That's where I'm going. Santa's coming tomorrow. Well, tonight. Get to open the presents from Santa tomorrow. Who is not down with that? So, successfully, we have gotten Windows 10 up and running. Updates are downloading and installing. Let's go back home. Updates and security, and keep that screen pulled up a little minimized, and then we'll go back here. 2018 was a good year. We are nearing the end of the year. I don't know what to do for end of the year stream. Anybody that sees this on Facebook or wherever, YouTube, Facebook, let me know. What do you want to see for an end of the year stream? And it's funny, I can't see what you're seeing right now. I gotta look over here to see what you're seeing. I gotta look this way. You guys just gotta look at my fake movie screen, slideshow, image, project, whatever over here. It's a green screen. But really, when you look at it, it looks like a black screen. And I do apologize. You probably do see a little bit of the green screeny effect going around the borders, or let me see here. Can we get, yeah, there you can see me right through my hat, because it does happen to have some color green. There's that onion. It's great. Oh, so yeah. Christmas, man. Christmas Eve, December 24th, the year has absolutely flown by. And I've taken some of these pictures. I remember that day, for example, and him sitting on the picnic table. And it took so many tries to take that picture. That's what life, it goes by in an instant sometimes, it seems. That was months ago, and it seems like it was just yesterday, but in reality it was a while ago. Go ahead and try and stay out of the way of that. And we'll start packing up. I gotta remember to grab my GoPro. I do have a time lapse running currently. Kind of want to watch the slideshow to see what's going to come up. Did I actually hang myself with my wife? I don't think I did. Anything, I would not have something inappropriate up here. I try to keep this family friendly, minus occasionally talking about smoking not being good, and I really try not to swear. Hey, Meg. You look so happy. Oh, look at that one. Well, there they go. Emergency, that way. Alright, we got the tripod. Tripod is ready to go. Let's pack up the camera. We will stop the time lapse for the GoPro after we conclude this stream. It's Christmas. If you're not hanging out with anybody this year for Christmas, well, why not, man? Go see friends. Go see your family, friends, your mom, dad, brothers, sisters, your kids, aunts, uncles, whoever. Maybe you don't have anybody. Go talk to somebody. You never know who you'll run into, what kind of person you may or may not bump into. And if you're not being kind this holiday season, what is wrong with you? Be kind to others, people. Come on. Who is that? Dino? Is that Dino from the Flintstones? And it's a ride? Alright, so other than me amusing myself with my fake green screen stuff, have a Merry Christmas, people. Enjoy it. here in central PA. Hopefully we get some snow. I don't think it calls for it. Is there an actual weather forecast? That would be pretty awesome if we could have a white Christmas. Although they are few and far between, these white Christmases in our area. So Monday, what does that mean? Cloudy? Is there a chance of snow? No chance of snow. Wind, cloudy, hawk brown. Yeah, it doesn't really say anything about snow or not, so. No snow for us, I guess. Alright, people, have a... Ooh, that was a skip and a half. Have a Merry Christmas. If the stream buffered, I am sorry. I'm not going to be in here tomorrow. I know that for 100% sure. Check out the podcast next week. Adam DeColobus is supposed to be coming on. He is an author. I want to check out the book that he wrote, Caravan. If it's out, I'm going to try and get it over this holiday. If it's not, well, then I need to wait for it to come out. That being said, Merry Christmas. Have a good evening, people. We made this computer great again. Real quick, we'll flip over to that. Here we are, doing some Windows updates. Restart required. Let's do it. I will see you when it comes time to do it again. Open hours, after hours, and a social experience podcast. We'll be ready to go, and then we're gonna see what we can come up with new and entertaining in 2019. One thing we didn't talk about on the podcast that I wanted to, and I'm not trying to offend anybody here, so if you got to start a statement by saying I'm not trying to offend anybody, is that really something you should even say? Like, is that really something you should say? What is up? Some people want a gender neutral Santa Claus now. Like, I've heard a few people have different things to say about this and other things. Like, really? Come on. We got to change Santa now. And that Santa's going to make everybody happy? Well, what about people that like Santa the way he is? This trying to please everybody, trying to make everybody happy, support everything. It's not about it, you're going to win. Just have a Merry Christmas. Leave Santa alone. Santa's not hurting nobody. Alright, enough rambling, enough crazy. I hope you enjoyed the green screen fakery, people. Merry Christmas, have a good evening. I will see you when I get back here.